Typically, construction companies are very different and they have very different ERP needs. So what are the ERP systems that are designed for construction companies? That's exactly what we are going to discuss in this video. Let's dive in. Hello everyone, my name is Sam Gupta. I am principal at Elevate IQ. Elevate IQ is the independent ERP and digital transformation consulting firm. We help our clients with ERP selection, business process re-engineering, as well as ERP implementation. So let's look at today's topic, which is going to be the top 10 construction ERP systems in 2023. Before we look at the list, let's look at our criteria. To compile this list, we look at several different factors. First thing is going to be market share among construction companies. If the market share is really strong for the construction companies, they are going to rank higher. We look at the product share among the publishers if they have many different products, if the product is really targeted for the construction companies. We look at the quality of code, quality of documentation. We look at product roadmap. We look at the strength of their communities. So these are some of the factors that we include while compiling this list. So let's dive in. Number 10 on our list is CIMC. In 2022 as well, CIMC was at number 10, so there is no change as such. CIMC is the SMB construction product. It's targeted for SMB construction companies. Those are going to be relatively smaller in size. So the strength for CIMC is going to be, it's going to have the purpose-built construction functionality. Now, some companies may prefer to use everything as part of one ERP solution. Other companies may utilize something like Procore, which is going to be slightly easier for estimators, for the foremen to be able to utilize the functionality provided as part of the operation software, while they might use the ERP only for the backend functionality. In those cases, CIMC may not be the best bet just because it's going to include everything as part of the same software. The construction operations functionality, especially you talk about the submittal, the RFPs, the collaboration with your architects, as well as the general contractors, that is all going to be built as part of the platform, which is a strength, especially if you are a very small construction company and you cannot really afford to get into the expensive integration or expensive custom development. This is where this functionality could be handy. Now, the other strength for CIMC is going to be the construction does not have as many transactions as you are going to find with many different ERP verticals. So that's why the products such as CIMC can work for very large construction companies up to 3,000 employees. So that could be a great plus for CIMC. The weaknesses for CIMC is going to be, it's a legacy platform. Even though they have re-architected for cloud, it's not as modern as some of the other solutions on this list. The ecosystem is going to be very small. For the most part, for consulting help, you are probably going to be relying on the professional services of CIMC. The other weakness for CIMC is going to be overall financial stability of the publisher. It is not really private equity owned company, so that could be a concern for CIMC. Having said that, CIMC is still a very strong construction solution, and that's why it ranks at number 10 on our list. Now, number 9 on our list is going to be a solution called Viewpoint. And in 2022, Viewpoint had the same ranking as none, so not much change there. Viewpoint has the similar market share or the similar target market as your CIMC. The approach and the design for Viewpoint is going to be very similar as well. It is providing the purpose-built construction management software. So all of that you need for your construction operations, finance, all of that is going to be part of the software, as opposed to utilizing a little bit of best of breed, especially for the operations management. So that's going to be a plus for Viewpoint. The other strength for Viewpoint is going to be the overall customer base is going to be slightly larger than your CIMC that Viewpoint is able to support. The weaknesses for Viewpoint is going to be it's a very legacy platform. Even though it has been re-architected for cloud, the screens are not going to be as modern as some of the other solutions. The ecosystem is still very small. The solution is not going to be as diverse as some of the other solutions on this list. So for example, if the construction company is also going to be doing distribution, or maybe they do a little bit of field service, that's where these solutions are going to struggle, because they are really designed for construction businesses and not really for the diverse business model. On that note, Viewpoint is still a very strong solution, and that's why it ranks at number 9 on our list. Now, number 8 on our list is going to be a solution called Unanet. Unanet also maintains the same rank as last year. Unanet has a very similar market as your CIMC, which is really the SMB verticals, SMB construction companies. The strength for Unanet is going to be, it's going to have the DACA compliance functionality that is going to be built as part of your solution. It's really designed, even though Unanet can work for construction companies as well, but its primary target market is those architecture, government, contractors is where Unanet really shines. The other strength for Unanet is going to be its cloud native interface. The interface is going to be far more modern than your CIMC or Viewpoint. Now, the strength really is going to be with the engineering firms. The weaknesses for Unanet is going to be the weak accounting as well as the ERP capabilities. It's not really sweet spot for Unanet. It used to be installed with other solutions such as SAP, primarily for the operations functionality, but now they have developed the accounting capabilities as well. But those capabilities are still very lean overall in the Unanet solution. The market share is smaller than Viewpoint, and the ecosystem is going to be fairly lean with Unanet as well. Having said that, Unanet is still a very strong construction solution, and that's why it ranks at number 8 on our list. Now, number 7 on our list is going to be the solution called Microsoft Dynamics 365 F&O. From 2022, it maintains the same rank. There is no change as such in the ranking. Now, Microsoft Dynamics 365 F&O targets very large organizations, especially in that $1 billion plus range is where Microsoft Dynamics 365 F&O is going to shine. It's going to be superior for companies that are going to have significant IT maturity as well as budgets to be able to build those last mile capabilities. And if they are looking for slightly more diverse solution to be able to build that, then it's going to be a right fit. The other strength for Microsoft Dynamics 365 F&O is going to be pre-baked integration with best of breed solution such as your CRM as well as field service. That is going to be provided as part of the suite itself. The weaknesses for Microsoft Dynamics 365 F&O is going to be the last mile construction functionality is not going to be as deep as you are going to find with some of the other solutions. Now, it would require add-ons. There are many different add-ons that are developed by very reputable companies in Microsoft Dynamics ecosystem. So that's a huge plus for Microsoft Dynamics, but that's going to be add-on. So you still have that vendor risk there. And it's probably not going to be as suitable for the smaller construction companies. Smaller companies can find far superior value if they go for something like CIMC or Viewpoint. On that note, Microsoft Dynamics 365 F&O is still a very strong solution, and that's why it ranks at number 7 on our list. Now, number 6 on our list is going to be SAP S/4HANA. SAP S/4HANA also maintains the same rank as last year. SAP S/4HANA has similar target market as your Microsoft Dynamics 365 F&O, which is going to be very large publicly traded companies. And the strength for SAP S/4HANA is going to be the finance traceability that you are going to find as part of your SAP S/4HANA, especially if you are going to have very large global construction company where you have significant data sharing, as well as, let's say, you have shared service model. If you have very diverse business model, you have the construction business, distribution, manufacturing, all of that as part of the solution. That's where SAP S/4HANA is probably going to shine. The power of HANA is going to be really strong when you are going to have very complex embedded transactions. And if your MRP workflows could be very complex, that's where HANA is going to be super handy. The other strength for SAP S/4HANA is going to be best of breed architecture with some of the other solutions in its portfolio. For example, SuccessFactors or CPQ, all of that is going to be pre-integrated, pre-baked, pre-supported with your SAP S/4HANA solution. Now, the weakness for SAP S/4HANA is going to be the last mile construction functionality that you need to probably build yourself, which will require significant IT maturity as well as budget. So it's not really suitable for the smaller construction companies and may require the several add-ons to support the construction specific functionality. On that note, SAP S/4HANA is still a very strong solution for large construction companies, and that's why it ranks at number 6 on our list. Now, number 5 on our list is going to be the solution called Oracle ERP Cloud. It maintains the same rank as last year. The reason why Oracle ERP Cloud is ahead of the comparable solutions such as SAP S/4HANA or Microsoft Dynamics 365 F&O is because Oracle ERP Cloud, number one, it is designed for the service-centric industries. So the functionality that it is going to have, especially when you talk about those embedded HCM processes, Oracle ERP Cloud is really strong with that compared to the other solutions that we have. For example, Microsoft Dynamics 365 F&O is probably going to require a third-party HCM solution. The HCM solution is not going to be as strong with Microsoft. So the other strength with Oracle ERP Cloud is going to be some of the best of breed operational solutions that Oracle still carries for the construction operations. They are not available with any other ecosystem, and that's why Oracle Cloud ERP could be one of the only solutions for the very large construction companies that are going to outgrow these mid-market solutions. Or if the company is going to be very diverse in nature, then Oracle Cloud ERP could be the only solution for those large companies. Now, the strength for Oracle Cloud ERP is going to be the Oracle Acumatica for design and construction coordination. Oracle Cloud ERP has many different best of breed solutions owned by Oracle, so you are going to find all of that. Then they have Primavera for PPM, which is very strong project and program management solution that is already pre-integrated as part of your Oracle Cloud ERP. So that's a huge strength. Then when you talk about the workflows of subcontractor invoicing and billing, Oracle Textura is a product that they have. So again, Oracle is very deep overall in construction. Now the weaknesses for Oracle ERP Cloud is going to be its legacy interface. And since these are many different products that Oracle tried to integrate, so the experience may not be as seamless. You need to jump around different products, even though they might be pre-integrated, but the experience is not going to be as smooth. The other weakness for Oracle ERP Cloud is going to be the last mile functionality, such as your union reporting and all of that. You need to probably build as part of your custom functionality. So it's not really targeted for those smaller companies that cannot afford to do these integrations or the custom development on top of the core solution. Having said that, Oracle Cloud ERP is still a very strong solution for construction companies, and that's why it ranks at number 5 on our list. Now, number 4 on our list is going to be a solution called Dell Tech, and Dell Tech maintains the same rank as last year. Dell Tech is a very strong solution, especially when you talk about the government contractors. It has one of the strongest functionality for the government contractors. So the strength for Dell Tech is going to be it can work for very large construction companies, and it has many different logos such as your AWS and Booz Allen Hamilton, especially for that government contractor functionality, which is pre-built as part of Dell Tech that you're not going to find with any other solution. Some solutions might support that, but they are not going to have as much depth as your Dell Tech solution. The other strength for Dell Tech is going to be the ability to handle the transaction volume of very large construction companies. And again, it's been proven for very large construction companies. So Dell Tech has a strength there. Now, the weakness for Dell Tech is going to be the CRM component is really weak. So most likely you are probably going to be integrating it with Salesforce. They might have pre-baked integration for Salesforce, but overall, if you're looking for the complete solution that might include your CRM capabilities as well, then Dell Tech may not be the best fit. Even though they have re-architected for cloud, the interface is still very legacy. So that's probably going to be a minus for Dell Tech. Now, the other disadvantage for Dell Tech is going to be the overall core construction capability when you are talking about those union reporting capabilities or the core operational construction capabilities. It might not be as rich with Dell Tech as you are going to find with other solutions. Having said that, Dell Tech is still a very strong solution for construction companies, and that's why it ranks at number 4 on our list. Now, number 3 on our list is the solution called Sage Intacct, and we have downgraded Sage Intacct significantly this year. Last year, we had Sage 300 CRE at number 3. Sage Intacct is the SMB solution from Sage. It is the cloud native solution, but overall, it's very lean in the operational capabilities as of today. Even though it has pre-baked integration for Procore, the Sage Intacct overall is not as strong when you talk about the core construction capabilities. They are developing these capabilities, but as of today, it's not as strong. So some of the strengths for Sage Intacct is going to be It's cloud native, so obviously the experience is going to be far superior. From the technology perspective, it might not be as functionally rich. Now, the other strength for Sage Intacct is going to be the multi-entity consolidation functionality as well as the reporting module. It's really designed for those finance and accounting folks from their perspective, so they are absolutely going to love this. The weaknesses for the Sage Intacct is going to be the construction functionality is not there. What you are going to find with the other construction-centric solutions such as your Sage 300 CRE, Sage Intacct is not there in terms of the overall construction functionality as of today. And the union reporting might require an add-on with Sage Intacct, and you might require several different add-on. And if you are going to have very diverse business where you require the manufacturing capabilities as well as construction, Sage Intacct may not be the best bet, because then it's going to probably require a lot of different add-ons. Having said that, Sage Intacct is still a very strong construction solution, and that's why it ranks at number 3 on our list. Now, number 2 on our list is going to be Acumatica. And Acumatica has the same ranking as last year. Acumatica targets small to medium size construction businesses. Now, strength with Acumatica is going to be it's a very cloud native solution. It also has consumption-based pricing, and the consumption-based pricing works in favor for construction companies. And the reason for that is because these companies are going to have very seasonal workers. So other solutions that are going to require fixed named license, they could be very expensive for these companies. With the consumption-based pricing, your total cost of ownership of the solution is not going to be as high. So that's a huge plus for Acumatica. Now, the other strength for Acumatica is going to be Acumatica also has pre-baked integration with Procore as well as last mile functionality for construction. Weaknesses for Acumatica is going to be reliance on add-on for construction specific functionality. It's not Acumatica owned, and you are probably going to require a lot of different partner centric add-ons for the construction centric functionality. And the other weakness for Acumatica is going to be it's not really designed for those global companies. And for global companies, you might use several different partner-owned add-ons to support the global functionality as well as consolidation. So for that, Acumatica may not be the best bet. And then for scenarios such as your DACA compliance, you might require more add-ons. So having said that, Acumatica is still a very strong solution for construction companies, and that's why it ranks at number 2 on our list. Now, number 1 on our list is going to be the solution called Sage 300 CRE. And last year we had Sage Intacct at number 1. Sage 300 CRE is one of the strongest construction solution from Sage, and it targets small to medium size businesses. Since with construction businesses, the transaction volume is not going to be as high. So that's why Sage 300 CRE might work with some of the larger businesses as well. Theoretically, on paper, Sage likes to target this only for the companies that are going to have roughly 300 to 500 employees. But overall, Sage 300 CRE is a very strong solution. It has very deep construction specific functionality. So the other strength for Sage 300 CRE is going to be the perspective is very accounting focused. The accountants love it, CFOs love it just because of that accounting perspective. The Sage 300 CRE is going to have very tight integration with Procore. And if you are using Procore, you are probably going to appreciate Sage 300 CRE as well, because Procore is a very strong operational solution. When you combine this with Sage 300 CRE, then you get the best of both worlds. Now, the weaknesses for Sage 300 CRE is going to be the UI is very legacy, even though they are trying to re-architect this for cloud, but it's a very clunky technology, outdated. So it's not as modern as some of the other solutions that we have on the list. The product roadmap could be uncertain as well, especially since now they are developing this functionality on top of Sage Intacct. So I don't know how long they'll be continuing Sage 300 CRE, but as of today, they are definitely continuing with the product. And the other minus for Sage 300 CRE is going to be it might not be the best fit for very large companies. But having said that, Sage 300 CRE is still a very strong solution for construction companies, and that's why it ranks at number 1 on our list. If you enjoyed this video, we are going to include the link for a detailed article, so you might want to check that. And then WBS Rocks podcast is also available in the audio form on Google, Spotify, so you might want to check that. And then if you enjoy this video, we publish these videos on a weekly basis. So don't forget to hit the subscribe button on YouTube if you don't want to miss it. Also, if you have not checked our digital transformation report for 2023, we have several of these lists as part of that report, along with some of the suggestions in how to be successful with your digital transformation initiatives. So don't forget to check that. On that note, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you in the next one.